well, I should frame it like this. Like, understanding a healthy diet is pretty easy, right? Lots of good quality protein and fresh fruit and veggies.
Yeah.
And we all kind of know that we should do that. So it's not that people don't understand that. They do. It's not rocket science. It's actually very easy to get your head around.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the specifics of keto or paleo, just more natural food than unrefined. So it's not that we can't wrap our head around it conceptually. It's the things like dopamine, it's emotional eating, habits, socializing, all these things that we have to contend with. Like, we might have a trauma in our childhood or anywhere in our life that means that when we are stressed or have anxiety or fearful, we eat. And so you have to dismantle that first. You have to attend to that. If you don't attend to that, eating more veggies might work for a period of time, and then something will come in, a trauma or stress, and fuck the veggies. The veggies don't give me what I need. Give me some ice cream. So you have to manage all that, and it's not to say that you will ever eradicate it, but you have to get to a point where you're aware of it at the very least. If you're aware of it, then there's a crossroads, and you can intercept it if you are resilient enough.
Yeah.
So it's actually more the psychology of diet and lifestyle.
Yeah.
Understanding that I need to exercise regularly, eat plenty of veggies and good protein, get a bit of sunshine. Fuck, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But it's age-old habit, emotional, stress.
Yeah, and then the stress of life's thrown in on that.
What you were saying about the bandwidth and COVID, I think it's spot on. When we don't have trauma and stress, anxiety in our life, we have all this bandwidth opens up, and we can focus on sleeping well, we can focus on ourselves, we can prioritize us.
Yeah.
Then as soon as you throw in relational stress, work stress, financial stress, fucking COVID, then that bandwidth goes
Yeah.
and we're not ranked number one anymore, because we have to put out spot fires with work and family, and so our health suffers as a consequence.
Yeah. And it's so hard to put the blinkers on and shut out all the noise that's around us.
It's impossible.
Impossible, yeah.
Well, not impossible, but
yeah. Well, it's just about kind of getting the daily habits in, isn't it? And trying to change your mindset towards the more kind of healthy side of things, and doing stuff that you know is going to benefit you.
Yeah, I think it's important to understand that creating healthy habits, or any health habits, but we're talking about healthy habits, takes time. So anyone sort of embarking on, okay, I want to get fit and healthy, New Year's resolution or something like that, they feel like they have to throw everything at the wall Jan 1. And they have to abide by that.
You're buying the new gym gear, you got the gym membership, everything's
that's all admirable stuff.
Yeah.
But you're better off starting, doesn't have to be Jan 1, it could be any day, and just the changes are minuscule. But if you do that minuscule thing, so we can all do something that's minuscule, but if you do that consistently over a long period of time, then it by nature becomes a habit. So it's actually sort of breaking it down so it doesn't become overwhelming. I think that's one of the resistance. People think, fuck, I've got to get a gym membership, I've got to run a marathon. It's like, no, you don't. Just get outside in the morning.
Get out for a walk,
Get up 20 minutes earlier and just, even before you go for a walk, just get some sunlight on your eyes. Get some natural light. That's going to impact your circadian rhythm and inform when you sleep. Like, you don't have to be pounding the pavement or chowing on bowls of kale because that's not sustainable for most people, for 99.9% of the population. Some people love bowls of kale, some people love running marathons, but most of us don't. So make it suit you, so then it's sustainable. So don't mimic anyone else's diet and lifestyle, because that's redundant. But make the changes small and make them over the course of time, because we're on this planet for a while, so we don't have to rush it, because if we rush it, we'll fall off the wagon in no time. Think about it as a master plan. So you might have, I've probably got another 4 decades on this planet. You're a young guy, you've probably got 50, 60 years left on this planet. So what's the rush? If it means that you eventually get to a point where you're living a pretty consistently healthy lifestyle, then you've then got another 40 or 50 years to sit in that
reap
space.
the rewards of that.
Reap the rewards, yeah.
And that's it too, is I find this myself, putting all that pressure on yourself
Yeah.
to do things and everything. It's the days then that you don't get up and you don't go for your run. You're like, oh, you useless bastard,
Yeah.
and it's like the negative emotions come with that. And when you're throwing, that's, all the little negative voice kind of starts creeping up again. And then, when that's the voice that takes over, then the guy that's the motivated voice that's there telling you, we want to keep the habits up, that kind of gets overtaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, putting the pressure on yourself,
Yeah.
it can always lead to a bit of a backfire.
Yeah, like it can be very well intentioned. From next week on, I'm gonna, run 4 days a week, and it's like, hang on a minute, like, do you run at all now? Okay, you don't. Okay, well, let's just start with getting outside the house and going for a walk with a friend or a dog.
Yeah.
Like, let's just, not to say that I don't want to put the dampener on like expectation or goal setting, but I think in my experience, if you make it bite size in a stepwise approach, there's more adherence. You're triggering dopamine more often, even though there's small things, you're getting that sense of reward. It helps us stay motivated and put one foot in front of the other. So dopamine in this sense, when we got onto exercise somehow, but dopamine in this sense can be a very positive thing. So let's assume that you don't exercise at all. Then you go, okay, today's the day I'm going to go for a walk. Well, then you go for a walk. It's a pleasurable experience. The sun's shining. You had a good chat with your friend. You had a coffee at the end of it. Bang! You get this surge of dopamine. That was really enjoyable. I want to do more of that. So you call up your friend, let's do that again. And then you kind of need, because of the mechanism, you kind of need more of the thing that brought you pleasure. It's like drugs, right? You need more on day 300 than you did on day 1. And so how that works in this instance is that you walk a little bit further, or you walk a bit faster, or you walk more often. And so you're getting more of that positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
So I don't want to demonize dopamine, because without it, we wouldn't be here today. But in the context of sugar, it's a thing that trips us up. In the context of exercise, for most populations, it's a motivator and a driver. You can overtrain, obviously, and get addicted to exercise, but yeah.